Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to continue the story, The Happy Prince. The very funny story, at the same time, very emotional story. This story is all about the friendship between Happy Prince, a statue, and a tiny bird, swallow. So I continue. Okay, I am reading this story, and I will just give you explanation if needed. Okay, in the paragraphs. I am waited for in Egypt. Who said this? This is the statement of the tiny bird. Swallow. Said the swallow, my friends are flying up and down the Nile. Nile is the river, and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon go to sleep. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. And this was the request of the prince to the swallow, that you please wait today, okay? Stay here for one more night and be my messenger, be my postman. The boy is so thirsty and the mother so sad. He said, I did not think I like boys. Answered the swallow. Means he wanted to excuse, okay, that I won't be able to help you out. I want to move, okay, as soon as possible to Egypt because my friends are waiting there for me. I want to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry, and because of the sadness of the statue of happy prince, okay, uh, the bird felt sorry for him. It is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. And now the bird has given consent that, okay, because of your wish, in order to fulfill your desire, I am going to stay here one more night. But the weather is very uncomfortable for me. But for your request, I am going to stay here. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince, and this was the thanks. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword. It refers to a very costly or very priceless stone that can help the seamstress child who was sick. Okay, and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. And now the swallow took the priceless stone in his beak. Okay, and now she's just flying. He passed by the cathedral tower. This is the church tower. Okay, where the white marble angels were sculpt, uh, sculptured. This kind of image were sculptured, made of. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. Means he could see all the incidents and happenings around the town. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. State ball is a kind of a dance competition, or just like a party scene. She said, I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. And now she is condemning, okay, the stitchers, okay, the tailors, that they are very lazy, they don't do the work on time. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ships. Means these are the scenes, images, uh, the swallow, the bird, the tiny bird could see while flying over the town. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in, and finally she reached at the place where she was supposed to reach. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed. Means he was just shaking his body. He was having fever, okay, high fever. And the mother had fallen asleep, and the mother was sleeping there. She was so tired, and because of her tiredness, she had slept there. But the child was very uncomfortable. He was crying and just and having high fever. In he hoped and laid the great ruby on the table. The woman's timble. Timble is a kind of instrument that they usually wear while embroidering or while stitching in their fingers. With his wings, he how could I feel? Said the boy. I must be getting better. And he sank into a delicious slumber. And now, because of and with the presence of the the bird, now the boy feel very happy or all his pain removed, and now he was feeling relaxed, and finally he slept. Slumber means sleeping. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done, and now he narrated that what he has done with the child and the things. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. And because of his, good deeds, now she was feeling very happy. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. And finally, after thinking this deeds she had just now performed, and she slept. Thinking always made him sleepy. This was his uh, problem. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Daybreak means in the morning time. Okay, she flew down to the river and had a bath. This was their uh, way of life that they just enjoy. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirit at the prospect. With this idea, means he was very much happy that today she is going to fly. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of the church steeple. Now she was enjoying. Okay, that night when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, this is the request once again, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? Means he requests once again that please stay for one more night. I am waited for in Egypt. This was the excuse once again, and once again intimated the reality. Answered the swallow, 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 little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret is actually a fireplace, okay, where the blacksmith works. Goldsmith works. Goldsmith works is a very small one, but the blacksmith works on a very big one. Garret. A fireplace, you simply understand this. He is leaning, okay, over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. This is the condition, you know, of the place. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as pomegranates. This is the color, means reddish, and he has large and dreamy eyes. There is a man he's talking about, young man. Uh, he is trying to finish a play for the director of the theater. Means he is going to write a play for the director, but he is unable to. But he is too cold to write anymore, and because of the coldness, okay, he is unable to continue and complete the story, complete the play. There is no fire in the grate, means the grate has doused and it was not having fire in it, and hunger has made him faint, and because of the hunger he has almost fainted, okay, become unconscious. So this story I told you to read this story, okay, and just find out the new words and phrases and prepare a list with that and consult dictionary and write down the meaning of those words and phrases. I could see that very few of you have done and submitted. Those who have done, very nicely done, But those who have not done, I would like to ask why they are not doing this. Do they not want that their syllabus should be continued and completed? Why they are taking it very casually? So my dear students, I request you all that you all please do. I could see many of you are doing very nicely, but few are there who are not doing anything. They are not sending their homework assignments. So please do it, okay? Read once again this story and prepare a list of new words and phrases that you get or learn from this story. Those who have not done yet. Those who have done this task, now they will read the story once again, and they will not write the summary of this story. They will write the explanation of this story based on their own understanding. You will explain this story that this story is all about a happy princess statue and about a bird, tiny bird named Swallow, and how they are just doing the things, what was the request of the prince, and how the request was being fulfilled by the tiny bird. You will have to explain the story in your own way, the way you understand. Don't go for the summary writing, okay? Write the or explain the story in your own way. Thank you very much. The word limit is at least 150 words, the whole story, okay?